Greetings, welcome to the channel. My name's Mark. I run a political YouTube channel called Van Man Talks. Now, I love what I do. I love making videos about politics and highlighting some of the issues in the UK right now with poverty and homelessness. But I'll be honest, it can get very heavy. Constantly having politics in your brain and everything that's wrong in the country. So at the beginning of the year, March, April 2023, I decided I wanted to take 2 months off, a complete detox, blackout of social media, of politics altogether, and focus all that time, all that energy onto something constructive. So I decided to build a vegetable garden. I wanted to grow vegetables and dedicate all that time that I'd be worrying over politics and social media and put it into something constructive. So the way that I achieved this, I wanted to dedicate all the time that I'd normally spend on social media and on the YouTube channel and dedicate that to my garden. Now, I think everyone's looked at this screen on their phone, haven't they, and sort of winced in disbelief at how much time we spend on our phone. And everyone's thought, Jesus, imagine how much more constructive you could be if you put those hours. In my case, it was about 2 hours a day. If I put that into something more constructive. So first things first, I went on my phone, I started deleting all my social media apps, Instagram, Twitter, even my YouTube channel. I didn't delete it altogether. I just deleted my access to it so I couldn't check comments or views or anything like that. And I started watching videos on how to grow vegetables.
There's another leaf, and it even seems like we might have the beginning of a little flower bud forming right about there. Well, this is called a sucker, and on indeterminate tomatoes and determinate alike, you'll see these. Now, the pruning strategy changes, but this is really what you want to keep your eye on.
Oh yeah, by the way, I had a big beard back then. But as you can see, I kind of got a bit burnout. There's information overload, as we know, in the internet age. I just thought, let's just trial and error it. Let's throw some stuff in the ground and see if it grows. So I went ahead and got myself a load of pallets and started building this raised bed. I started off with this one, and then it's just filling it with turf that becomes the issue after that. I dumped these potatoes in the ground to see if they'd grow, and lo and behold, they ended up growing. So I thought, that seems pretty simple. Let's start with potatoes. So next job, fill this garden bed. Now in hindsight, I know this probably wasn't a good idea, as potatoes don't really like to be disturbed, but I thought I'd put them in my nice new garden bed that I've made. There's a few potatoes coming through there, but yeah, I really should have left them where they were, to be honest. So I had a few bottom of the bag potatoes that are starting to sprout. These look kind of perfect, so I thought, let's chuck them in, see what they do. Give it a bit of water, I guess. I guess that's the right thing to do. I have absolutely no idea. Just putting some coffee grounds onto these potatoes because, I don't know, why not? Seems like a good thing to do, right? Who knows? It might work. Might make them adjust to their new environment. So now it's time to build raised bed number 2. So I got this like protective sheeting building stuff, and I sort of stapled it to the inside of the pallets. Dug a bit of a trench and then just started slotting them in. Then got a load of big screws, just screwed the hell out of each end and just made sure it was nice and secure. But now I've got to fill it, so I've got this section of the garden which has been a little bit neglected. I had a pond here, but the seagulls being in Brighton decided to eat all my fish, and it's kind of just been left for ages. So, idea now, fill it up with as much foliage as I possibly can, because I ain't got much soil to go around. Tried to tell myself that all this foliage, all this mould from the pondweed would be good nutrients for whatever I grow in the bed, and to be honest it probably was, but it's all guesswork. This area here is my 3 bays of compost. So now I've got to dig up this turf here and get as much of that in there. But I've got a little bit of what I attempted to make compost, which is just a load of twigs by now. But anything I could get hold of to fill this bed up, really.
Just about covered the foliage that I cut up. Still got a hell of a lot of digging to do. And dig up this dirt, and dig up this dirt. Let's go. I don't really know what to do with all these stones. I could put them in the raised bed just to take up some room, but I mean, do you like shovel all them? That's going to take hours, man. I don't really want to be doing that. I have no idea what to do with these stones. Alright, that's my 2 hours for today. I think it's more like 3 hours actually. I'm fucking knackered. I think I'm going to have to come up with a better idea of filling up this bed. I'm going to need a hell of a lot more soil from there. I mean, that's got to be as deep as that. So I'm thinking I'm going to need a lot more forage. Tempted to chop this tree down. I do have an electric chainsaw. I think I figured out what to do with these stones. So I took away all those pallets that I was using for the to make compost, and I've just raked all the stones down. So I've got all this good turf to use, and I just dug a big hole. I kind of like the idea of making compost in a hole. I can just put one of those pallets over the top of it, and I can do various ones. But what I've managed to do with that is now fill this second bed. So I'm going to plant some stuff. I got a few bags of compost because I thought I probably need to have some decent turf at the top. So yeah, let's fill it. Let's plant some shit. Right, so I bought these tomatoes. I got 9 altogether. I got like 3 of each kind. So I got these 2. I kind of figured that, you know, if there's like a specific one that grows really well, then I guess I'll find out. So I've got 3 of these types. So let's plant them and see what happens. I think I'm supposed to like put a little stick in or something for it to grow. These sticks are way too big. I think I need little ones. Work with what you got. I don't want to pierce any of these like roots or anything there. Yes. Cool. This is looking like a garden. Maybe I should put some water. Seems like the right thing to do. It's actually kind of looking like a garden. I don't really know. Is this right? I guess so. So I think as it grows, you've got to maybe like tie some string onto there. I think I saw something about taking away these smaller shoots to concentrate the energy on the tomatoes, but I don't know, we'll wait until it gets a bit, that one looks a bit floppy, doesn't it? We'll wait till it gets a bit bigger. But yeah, let's see how they go on.
So it's now time for raised bed number 3. I've got the pallets, I've got the space that's going to go on the end here. You can see I've got a little greenhouse thing for my tomatoes there. They're coming along, they're growing quite well now. I've got a little greenhouse effect going on there. let's get this thing done. So I'm using this same technique of just pushing up the soil into the middle, making a trench. I've got my sides. And here we go. It's better. You know how I built it, so here it is. I've half filled it, and this becomes the next problem, isn't it? Trying to fill this massive, great thing. As you see, the tomatoes are really starting to grow now with the little greenhouse thing that I gave it. They're really shooting up. Potatoes are starting to grow, but as you can see, as I said earlier, it was probably a bad idea to dig those ones out of the ground on the other side because they look pretty sad. Here's my compost heap over here, so I've got a massive great big hole now. So I think I put too many tomatoes in that one space because they're kind of overgrown. I put this netting round to try and keep them contained, but they're starting to come through there. You can see a few little tomatoes propping up. So raised bed number 3 is complete. We now are going to grow some carrots. Got some carrot seeds here ready to go. I've dug a few little trenches, so it's time to put them in. Again, in hindsight, I probably messed up a little bit with these carrots. You're supposed to space out these seeds a bit better, but me being me, just chucking some stuff in the ground and seeing if it grows. That is my technique. That's what I'll stand by, and I will learn from my mistakes. So I'm just pumping all these seeds into the trench willy-nilly. So seeds have been in about a week now, and you can see they're starting to germinate, starting to come through. It looks like I've poured all dirty water on top, but it's actually a little trick where you put stinging nettles in a bucket with some water and make some super nutritious water to spread on. Tomatoes are coming through. Now this little section at the end here is a little bit of space before I start on making raised beds on the second row, so I thought let's try and utilise it. So I shoved a pallet up there and it should be okay for some runner beans. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe it needs more space, but I thought let's just chuck some compost into here, put some bean seeds in, see what happens.
So July was rubbish because it rains the whole of July, so I haven't done any videos of my garden throughout the whole of July. It just rained the whole time. So I've got Mrs. Van Man helping me out to do a tour of the garden. So we'll see how it's going on in July. You ready? Let's go. So this is my compost. This is where I got all the dirt for that last bed that I made. So this is now a big compost heap, which I'm going to put some. I'll turn it over a little bit. It's taking forever to make compost though. Well, I haven't really made any compost yet. But I don't know how to make compost. It just seems to. I know you have to get like the right mixture of green and brown, but it just seems to permanently just stay in this sort of brown, twiggy sort of state. Right. Tomatoes. Come. Come. Look at that, look at that. Actual tomatoes. Do you want one?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it. They so good. Actual tomatoes. You want one?
Yeah.
You want an actual tomato?
Yeah.
So, what happened, we went away for download and these tomato plants just went absolutely mad because there was crazy amount of sun. So I didn't really know what to do. So I strapped all this stuff around it to try and keep it contained. But now it's just one giant leafy tomato mess. And it's hard to get to the ones in the middle. It's just turned into a jungle of tomatoes. So next year I know I'm going to do it a lot better, but as with everything with gardening, it's just a work in progress, isn't it? You've got to try You learn from your mistakes. So there's loads of good tomatoes right in the middle. You want to eat this one?
Yeah, go on.
I'll put it in your mouth.
Mmm.
Good? So these are my carrots. This tomato branch snapped off of one of those. I just stuck it in the soil to see if it will, but I think it's pretty
It wants
dead.
to, but
I think
it
it's
looks
pretty
so
dead.
sad.
It's very sad, doesn't it? We'll see what happens. But I have no idea when these carrots are done. I think the stems have to be quite strong. But again, I think I messed up anyway because when I sowed the seeds, they're all too close together. So, I don't know. We'll give it a few weeks and see what we can pull up. This is the other side of the tomatoes. This plank has come away. I drilled this onto the side. I need to re-drill that. But the next main job is these potatoes. I want to clear these potatoes, all of this. And plants ain't new here because I've started, if you turn around, so you'll see those pots down there. Started putting potatoes in pots because I want to grow something else. Right, shall we see if we've got some potatoes?
Yeah.
The beer box, that's what the potatoes are. So I guess I'm just going to cut a load of this stuff away. So what I might just do is like one small section of the bed at a time. Oh, there's loads of weeds in there as well. Who knows what's underneath. So today, I'll just clear this white section here. I can already see there's some potatoes. Well, there's some potatoes. See, these little ones are fine. I can still make mashed potato with these. Good?
Oh, nice.
But these, I don't know, like if I leave them for longer, are they going to grow any better? I don't
I
know.
know. Take it.
But am I really good? Should I do a jacket potato with that? Oh, there's another one down there.
Do they need more time then?
Well, no, this is what I'm asking. I don't know, but the thing is, some of these roots are starting. Look, they're starting to go a bit bad and rotten. It feels like it's time for them to come up. I don't know, but I mean, these are. I don't know why I'm picking them. Really, I should probably just leave them down there. Right. Is that enough for one dinner's mashed potato?
Yeah. Amazing.
Or a bit more?
Oh, I'll leave it.
Okay. Alright, okay. That's my potatoes. We have food. We have tomatoes, we have potatoes. We have green beans, but they come from next door's garden. They've been growing over our fence. But it still counts. It's growing in our garden, right? It still counts to me. Right, that's it. Oh my God, so I just made this omelette and my tomatoes with some cheese in an omelette is absolutely delicious. Like usually I'd smother this omelette with sugary tomato ketchup, but you don't need it. The flavour of these tomatoes in the cheese in the omelette is just, oh, so good. So a bit of a time jump now, we're in December and I never showed my carrots. And oh, that's probably one of the best ones I've got, that one. That's a good one. Look at that. And my carrots actually went quite well, and the best thing about them is you can just leave them when they're fully grown and just eat them. I've eaten them over the course of the last 2 months. There's sort of the last ones left here, and there's still ones here that I can still use. They'll still be good. I did get some really good ones out of it. And then I kind of, in the colder months, attempted to grow some things like cabbage and stuff like that. These are supposed to be onions. I don't know what's going on with these. They've just stayed in that state for like the last 2 months. I don't know if they're going to grow any more. I don't know if we wait till spring if they're going to grow some more, but you know, I've kept watering them and we'll see what happens. And over here I've been trying some garlic. I don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll see. I tried some spinach in these tubs, but slugs kind of devoured that. Got some more spring onions in this little one, but yeah, we're kind of done for winter now, and we'll be back next summer, I guess. So there you have it. There is my 2 months detox from social media, politics, and spending 2 hours a day on something constructive. Now, what did I learn from it? What do I do? Is it the right balance to have? I mean,
It was nice. 2 months off from social media really clears your head, and I don't need to tell you the benefits from what you achieve from doing things like this in the day. You know, those 2 hours that you spend in rather than aimlessly, whatever your thing is. If it's Netflix, if it's playing video games, if it's just flicking through your phone, instead of spending those 2 hours doing that, doing something constructive gives you an incredible sense of achievement, incredible sense of well-being. Obviously it has great effects on, you know, depression and mental health and things like that, and just clearing out your brain of social media and politics is great. It's brilliant. But the problems arise is that we live in a modern world, and you can't just escape these things. I don't know, maybe if you live in a tiny island in the Philippines or something and you can escape modern life, you know, great, all power to you. But if you're living in a Western society, you can't avoid social media. You can't avoid these things, and the temptations creep back in. I enjoyed taking 2 months off. It was great to clear my head. I would advise it for anyone. And putting that time into something constructive is great. Fantastic. I really enjoy learning new things. Next summer I'll be growing more vegetables, and I've got those beds now, and I can keep growing things. And you know, I really really enjoyed it. But you know, I missed my YouTube channel. I like making YouTube videos, and most importantly, I care about politics. You can't just suddenly just take that away and stop caring anymore. You know, I care about what's going on in this country, and I care about talking to people about it on YouTube videos. And I miss the community that I have on my YouTube channel. Interacting with you guys that watch my videos is something that I really missed. So eventually, you know, I went back. I went back to the social media, the YouTube, and I think you just have to find a right balance, and I think I've done that now, where I only spend a couple of hours of the day on politics on the YouTube channel, and social media and things like that. I just dedicate a couple of hours to the day, generally at the beginning of the day. During the day, I'll make my videos while I'm in the van, but I won't edit them and do anything with them until the morning. So a couple of hours in the morning, I sit with my coffee, I do my YouTube stuff, I get into politics, and then for the rest of the day, I work, I spend time with my family and friends and social events and things like that. And I found the right balance that way. Would I rule out doing another detox for a couple of months? No, because you know it really does do great things to clear your head. You know, it does incredible things, and you know things like dopamine hits is the main thing that we talk about all the time, doesn't it? We got so much cheap access to free dopamine hits, from flicking through your phone, through shoving Netflix on, to playing games, to even stuff like sparking up a cigarette, glass of wine are all cheap dopamine hits. But these 2 months off and growing my vegetables and building my raised beds really taught me the advantages of long-term dopamine hits. You know, the sense of achievement that you get through building something and spending 2 hours a day doing something and learning something and getting better. You know, you can't beat that with cheap, quick, flicking through your phone dopamine hits. It's not the same, and that's opened my eyes to a lot of things. So whether I'll take 2 months off and completely take away social media, I don't know, but I'll certainly look at spending 2 hours a day on tackling a task. I could not recommend it enough. Thank you so much for watching the video. It's not my normal video, but I really wanted to share this experience. I know a lot of you have been subscribed for me for a while, and you persevered while I was off YouTube for a couple of months, and I appreciate the wait, and I appreciate you coming back to watch my videos. And until next time, if you like the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video, you can check that out as well. And please give me your comments. I'm really interested in your comments. Have you had similar experiences? Have you had any political detox? Are you getting burnout from politics? Let me know in the comments down below. Take care.